Alright, hi guys, and welcome to today's video where we are going to be tackling controversial trans topics. Before I start this video, I have to say, please bear with me. As you can see, my eyes are watery because I just coughed. It was so loud. I've been sick, like, for the past 3 days, and it's been, like, putting off, like, me streaming or filming. And I probably sound a little congested. I'm sorry if I do, or if it's, like, off-putting. Like, I know my voice is already off-putting, but I'm sorry if it's more. So, today, basically, we are going to be tackling a bunch of controversial trans topics that you guys sent me. And before we even start that part, I have to say, this is not an educational video. Like, this is not the by-the-book stuff. Like, this is not what you should believe. I'm simply going to be putting my own opinion out there, because as a trans woman, I exist in this community, and there's a lot that goes on, and I have my opinions about it, whether I like it or not. So, I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I feel about certain things that are commonly argued about in the trans community. If you're here for Roblox content, I am so sorry, but this is also stuff that I do. So, I highly recommend you stick around, because I am entertaining otherwise, I promise. So I have a lot of topics that I put in a Google Doc. I'm not going to show it because, like, it's written, like, in my own words for me to understand, and I don't want to put that on you guys. Oh my god, I need to blow my nose. Like, I'm literally suffering. Like, I'm back and I have tissues. Oh my god, my voice sounds so crackly. I have tissues and this, so I can, like, throw them in there and not be, like, dirty. Okay, I'm not going to show myself doing this. How do I turn this thing off? Alright, so I'm going to reveal these topics one by one, and we're going to talk about them. Well, I am, because I'm the only one here and talking. Okay. So this one is, I wrote it in my notes as people transition for fun. People transition for fun is what I wrote it as, but that's not what the person meant. They basically were saying, like, people think that transitioning is kind of like a choice, and they think it's just something we do, like, willy-nilly. Like, it was an option, in a sense. In my own experience, dysphoria is, like, extremely crippling. So, like, for me, it's like, as soon as I came out, like, all of this dysphoria just suddenly appeared, and I was, like, so uncomfortable to the point where I was like, I needed to do something. Like, I needed to do something other than what I was existing as currently. Like, it was just so... The thing is, it's hard to convince people who don't experience dysphoria that it's, like, so bad that you need to do something about it. You know what I mean? Because they don't experience it. Like, that's such a problem with non-minority people in any way, any shape or form. Because if it's not happening to them, then they don't care. Like, they will just, okay, you go struggle. Like, it's no empathy. Yeah, what I have to say about that is it's definitely not for fun. It's actually not fun. A lot of transitioning is, like, brutal, like, surgeries, and hormone changes, mood swings. Like, it's not, like, a walk in the park. I would not be willingly putting myself through this. You know? Okay, the next one. This one's so fun. And I'm sorry if anyone is in this fan base. I'm also really not. But is J.K. Rowling transphobic? Answer, yes. I absolutely think so. She uses so many TERF, which is trans exclusionary radical feminist. She uses so many TERF talking points. She wrote a book where the main villain was a cross-dresser who invaded women's restrooms to murder and women. Like, that is what all these Republicans are scared of. That's never happened. Literally never happened, but they like to be scared that that would happen because, you know, the biggest thing that I think about J.K. Rowling and, like, a lot of anti-trans people are, like, they create these scenarios in their head and then get angry about them. And I didn't even do anything. You know what I do in the bathroom? I pee. Am I allowed to say that? Like, will Roblox be mad? I'm sorry, Roblox. I'm sorry that I pee. Yeah, she is definitely transphobic. Have not watched Harry Potter since. Should young trans people be allowed to have life-changing surgery? God, this is a freaking, like, this is a deep conversation, because, like, I have had so many conversations with people about it. It sucks, because, like, as a trans woman, people will come to you and ask for your opinions on controversial trans topics without me making a video about it. Like, they'll just come to me and say, oh, so you're trans, let's talk about this thing that you probably don't want to talk about right now. I've had people come to me and be like, ugh, detransitioners are so rough. It is so sad. They ruin their lives because they get to do it so young. Like, God, and I'm just like, what's that got to do with me? Like, why do you... I don't think... See, okay, with life-changing surgery, I think that most trans people, maybe I'm wrong, are like fine with waiting until they're 18 to be certified for surgery. Like, I'm sure most of them like obviously want to get it done as soon as possible, but I think most of them are like okay with waiting until they're 18. Or people love to make it like hormones are like the worst possible thing to ever affect the human body. Like, most kids who start transitioning get just put on hormone blockers. Like, literally they're just getting put on something that suppresses the hormone that would naturally be produced. Like, what's the deal? Like, I don't know. I just think that like people put so much stress on surgery, and they think that like as soon as someone comes out as trans, they're gonna want to just go get every possible surgery possible and ruin their life. Which also, I'm sorry, why do you care? Literally, why do you care? I'm sorry. It's just really weird to me how you guys will, like, what sucks is actually, like, I hate to use an example, but I've seen someone on, like, my timeline who used to identify as a trans woman and doesn't now. Like, they identify as a cis male now, and he gets hate for it. Like, from transphobes. Like, literally getting hate from transphobes after detransitioning. Like, you should be celebrating, like, if you're really a transphobe. So, yeah, and the thing is, some trans people don't go on hormones. Some trans people don't have surgery. So why do you care? Why do you care? Why are you a cis person caring so much about what someone else does to their body? Why are you a non-trans person rallying in the streets to stop 12-year-olds from taking T-blocker? Why do you care? Literally, why do you care? Like, it's not your life. And if that person were to detransition, how is that going to affect you? How is that going to affect you? Like, that's their own life path. They'll do what they gotta do, and they'll come out okay, I hope. But then again, with detransitioners, it is 1% of the trans community. And of those 1%, this is quoting a TikTok, I will link that below, 50% of them realize they're non-binary, or it was because of societal pressure. So it's like they either are still trans, just a different variant, or y'all were being really mean. Like, that still seems like a you problem. I don't know. I just don't like that people will see a trans child and automatically think they shouldn't get bottom surgery. Like, why are you thinking about them like that? Like, weirdo. I think that's all I have to say about that topic. This next one, I'm not going to name names. So we're gonna be talking about gatekeepers and pick-me's in the trans community, because a lot of these people get really big platforms and get to be like the spokespeople for the trans community. And that really sucks. Like, that sucks a lot, because a lot of the time with people who get platforms when they're trans, they are trying to make themselves the most stomachable version of themselves for cis people. And it's awful, because like, you will see a trans person say something that, if coming from a cis person, would be transphobic. Like, the argument that you commonly see about specific people is like that they just don't want to be one of those trans people. And it's like, let's just put a scenario out there, ready? So let's pretend like there's a trans male and a cis male. This trans male really wants to be accepted by the cis male. So he is constantly talking down about the trans community and trying to make himself seem as alienated from that community as possible. But then again, on the other hand, we have a non-binary person on the other side. Even if that cis man sees the trans guy as even more slightly a like valid human other than the non-binary person, that trans guy is still going to be seen as less than him. He is still going to view you as less than. So why are you tearing down your non-binary like people in your community? Why are you tearing down people who don't do hormones? Why are you tearing down other people to try to make yourself accepted when you never will be? Like, I hate to say it like that, but a cis man will never view you as a cis man. For trans girls, a cis girl will never view you as a cis girl. So stop trying to throw your own community under the bus to try to get ahead, because it's not gonna work. You're still just gonna be a transgender in their eyes. Like, there was some fire in there. There was definitely some fire, but yeah, like, I just find so many people who want to be, like, one step ahead. And it's like, we're all trans. Like, who cares? A transphobe's just gonna see a trans person. Like, okay, so the next question is being transgender anti-religion? This is the one where I have to literally, like, tap out. and say that I can't say. Because, okay, hear me out. If me being trans was not already a deal breaker for you, like, this might not be cute. I'm not religious in any sense. Like, I was raised atheist. I've never practiced any religion. That's just how I grew up. So I don't know anything about religion. Like, I don't know anything. So I can't really, like, say anything specifically about, like, if it is actually specifically not religious in the Bible. But I know what people tend to do. They're like, you're going against God's creation. You're changing what God made you. And it's like, okay, I didn't like what he gave me. Like, God, you messed up. I'm sorry. I'm paying $40,000 to fix what he messed up. So, how is that not his fault? Anyways. But yeah, I don't think it's anti-religion unless you're like a bigot. This next one, I don't know. I feel like we should, let's talk about dating. Oh my God, this is such a fun topic. I have no experience in it. But I have opinions. I don't have experience, but I have opinions. I haven't dated since when I was out as trans. Like, I've talked to men before, but like, so this is like a lot, but we're gonna talk about it. Dating in the trans community is like difficult because, let's talk about men. I identify as like a straight female. Many people will not see me that way. They will probably just see me as either like a gay male who's confused. But when it comes to men, there's different categories that I have a very small dating pool, and it's split up into really weird minuscule categories. And that is, I'm just gonna say, oh my God, I can't talk about that. Actually, okay, I can sugarcoat it. So there are men who will only date me because I'm trans, for that specific reason, because they want to date someone who was born male, like. And it's weird, and I hate it, and it makes me really uncomfortable. Any man like that, stay 500 feet away from me, and never speak to me, never breathe on me. Don't even try. Do not even try. If that is what you're here for, go away. For me, at least, that's the community I stay away from. Boop. Bye. The other ones are men who are afraid to show you around. Where I haven't experienced any of this, like, because I've obviously never dated, like, when I was out. And so it's like men who specifically are like dating you like secretly. Like, they like you and they like enjoy you as a person, and like they think you're pretty, but like they will not show you around. They will not be out in public with you because they're embarrassed, which is like, I can't do that either. Like, you gotta be loud and proud if you're dating Bella Luxury. Like, you have to be ready to tell your grandma that you're dating me, and you're proud about it, you know? And then there's like, okay, so we had big group. That's like not mathematically correct, but then there's the good ones, who are probably still not that great. But there are gonna be men who are confident in their identity, in their sexuality, and will just vibe with you, and you know, it'll work out. You know, that's rare. That's like really hashtag. It's really hashtag rare. Trans people spend a lot of time alone. That was me coping. You're either a never before seen spectacle, a secret, or you're alright. Like, I'm hoping one day, you know, like, it's just, I gotta be patient. And the thing is, with dating, there comes a whole other topic, and that is, okay. Hi guys. If you are part of my Roblox audience, if you are a Bellinator, a Robloxian, and you are sensitive to the topic about talking about, like, alluding to an area that is a hashtag no square, click away or skip ahead, because we're going to allude to that. There's like a huge argument going on, like, on social media right now, especially on TikTok, where it's like having a preference when it comes what a partner has anatomically. They're trying to talk about if that's transphobic or not, and that's like something I have my own opinion on, and I feel like a lot of people are not gonna like it. I feel like a lot of people are gonna be really, really angry that I am saying it like this, but I think it's transphobic. Oh my. Yeah, I think it's pretty, because most people will literally say, I would never date a trans woman. Like, you don't know that. You do not know that. Or not even that. It's more like, guys will be like, I'm sorry, I'm just not attracted to trans women. And it's like, That's such a lie. That is such a freaking lie because a lot of the time you don't know. You literally do not know. So it's like, you can't say that you are not attracted to trans people because you haven't seen every trans person. Like, you have not met every trans person. So you cannot cut off an entire demographic of people because of that. Okay, so imagine, like, someone had, like, a lump on their ear, like a really big lump, and they, like, hid it through their hair. You met this person. You fell in love with them. You had a big connection. And then, like, they one day went like this and you saw that they had a huge lump. Like, would you be like, I can't. Like, I can't do it. I'm not attracted to ear lumps. Guys, this is really difficult. Like, I'm trying to give Trans 101 about dating with a kid's platform. This isn't cute. This isn't cute. But the thing is, that's not gonna change. That's not gonna change. There's always gonna be men who are gonna think that being with me is gay specifically because of a chromosome. Like, you don't even see my chromosomes. Shut up. I'm hot. Okay, that's enough with that topic, but yeah. Do you need hormones to be trans? No, absolutely not. It really doesn't matter. Like, this is another situation. Like, I find a lot of my, like, opinions on the trans community, like, and the, like, arguments that we have with each other, is I'm just like, why do we care? Why do we care so much? It's like, okay, this person's on hormones, like, is that gonna take your hormones away? Like, no. Like, stop projecting. It's weird. It's really weird. Yeah, so you don't need hormones to be trans. Don't feel pressured. Is the phrase chest feeding or birth giver offensive? No. It's literally not. It's literally not. Once again, why do you care? Literally, why do you care? I'm sorry. It's like, most of the time, birth giver or people who menstruate, stuff like that, that is used to address a broad variety of people. It is saying this affects people who menstruate. They're not telling you not to refer yourself as a person who menstruates. If you are a cis woman and you want to refer to yourself as like a woman who menstruates, go ahead. Like, literally saying people who menstruate as a general like way to describe like people who menstruate, like, it's not erasing women. Like, so much, I'm not gonna get into this too much, but so much of like discourse within minority communities is like, minorities say this thing, and then all of the majority are like, but like, it's the same thing with like when people were like starting to really go ham on Black Lives Matter, which should have happened sooner. When people are like, Black Lives Matter, people are like, well, all lives matter. And it's like, okay, and did the phrase Black Lives Matter make all lives not matter? No, it didn't. They're both statements. They're literally both statements. One does not discount the other. One does not cancel it out. Like, they literally, like, birth givers, and someone saying, well, I'm a woman who gives birth, and it's like, okay, who cares? Like, that's like like, who cares? Okay, cool. Call yourself that. No one is stopping you. People love to make it that people are going up to them and saying, you need to refer to yourself as a birth giver. You need to refer to yourself as a person who menstruates. Like, no one's telling you that. They're just referring to a majority of people because not only cis women menstruate. That's literally just a fact. Like, it's very who cares. Who cares? Who cares merch coming out next week. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to monetize off of the trans things that I say. Individual versus representative. So, how does it feel to kind of have a platform as a trans person rather than just exist as one? It's a lot more pressure. It's definitely a lot more to, like, the thing is, I think that having a platform, it lets me show less of, like, my vulnerable side, which, like, I'm fine with. Like, I have my insecurities and I'd rather not show them. I, like, prefer to be shown on the internet on the way that I want to be shown. So that's, like, a good thing. I'm not mad about it. A representative, it's very, like, things that you say can affect, like, obviously I have a small platform, but, like, things you can say can affect how other people view other people. Like, that's really scary. That's why gatekeepers are not cool, because they will change how other people view us. And then the other part was, do you expect people to do research beforehand when they are, like, interacting with me? And no, I don't. But not because it's like, oh, I don't care. It's like, I know that you guys do not care. It's like very, you're not taught it in school. I don't expect people to know. I really don't. I expect them to know the bare minimum. And I expect to have to be a freaking encyclopedia for them. Or no, people will come up to me and be like, so what's the surgery like? Like, that sounds brutal. Like, that sounds crazy. Like how do they do it? And I'm like, okay, so I'm not a doctor. I don't perform the surgery. Like, I know the bare minimum, but do you, do you know how I found out, like, how the surgery is done? I Googled it. And you know what you can do too? Instead of harassing a trans woman about how a surgery is done, you could also Google it. You could also look it up and say, oh my god, now I know, so I can be more educated when I talk to this person, you know? How do you do it? Like, do you still, like, yeah, like, what's going on? I'm just like, why don't you Google it? Why don't you look up a YouTube video? Why don't you watch a surgery? Do it. There should be more to me than being trans. And I think, okay, this is a topic. This is a topic that kind of includes, like, the Bellinators. I kind of, like, sometimes wish that, like, as much as it's great, and I think another thing that comes with being a representative is you're constantly kind of boxed into being a trans creator. Like, I just, like, some things that I feel like I do just get turned into, like, oh my god, yes, trans queen, and I'm kind of just like, can I just be a queen? Like, can I not just, like, exist and not be, like, a trans icon? Like, I appreciate it, and I do, especially, like, with a kid audience. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is good because they're getting exposure. They're understanding a little bit into a very complicated world that is the transgender community. But sometimes I'm kind of just, like, I'm not just trans, I'm also a YouTuber. Like, I'm also a Roblox YouTuber. Like, I am trans, and that, like, makes me kind of, like, rare. But, like, especially with a kid audience, like I said, it's very helpful for them to, you know, see trans representation. And they definitely make me confused, you know. Sometimes they get the, are you boy? Like, I get it. I know. Because I sound like one. I get it. Sometimes I just gotta push through it and know that they will probably come out a little more educated, even if it is just a little bit. So yeah, it's rewarding, but it's stressful. Do pronouns equal gender? No. It literally doesn't. Once again, I know I've been saying this a lot, but I think you guys know what I'm gonna say. Who cares? Literally, who cares? Sorry, if a trans lesbian wants to use he, him pronouns, and you are a trans woman and you use she, her, okay. Is that gonna make you stop using she, her? No! It's literally not. So, like, because then they'll be like, oh my god, it's gonna confuse them. And it's like, we switched genders. They're already confused. They're already confused. Like, may as well just go all the way. Like, who cares? The final topic that we're gonna be discussing today is neopronouns. Okay, so neopronouns, I actually have a very simple opinion on this. And I'm sure you guys know from this video, you know, what I think. Okay, that's gonna sound bad if I just say who cares about neopronouns, because, like, that's not what I meant. Like, I mean, who cares what pronouns someone uses? Literally, who cares? So I'm gonna talk about neopronouns. I think that this is another opportunity for people to crap on their own community and try to seem less weird, because it's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm a trans woman, but at least I'm not kitty self. Like, okay, and you're still a trans woman, so you're not equal. So who cares? Oftentimes, when someone uses neopronouns, it's not their main pronoun. They may use multiple pronouns to describe themselves. So, if someone happened to use Zer pronouns, they might also use they, them. So if you are really that much of a bigot, you don't have to use Zer. You can ask them what other pronouns they prefer. And here comes the zinger. Here's what I'm going to lose people. I'm definitely going to lose people with this because, you know, I know a lot of trans people are really stubborn and they like to be not like the other ones, but it's not that hard to adjust to pronouns even if you don't know them. Like, it's like learning a language. Like, I'm sorry, it's going to take some practice. But obviously, when I heard Zer, I didn't know what it meant. I had never pronounced it. I didn't know how to. But there is so much information as to how you could figure out how to pronounce it. There are people who post accounts talking about how to pronounce pronouns. Like you could literally find out. And once you do, like, it's not that difficult. It's literally not that difficult. When it comes to neopronouns that involve objects, oh my god, the guys, this is gonna literally blow your freaking minds. Hold on to your heads. When someone has neopronouns that include objects, they're objects you can pronounce. It's not that off. Like, literally, like, people are like, I'm not gonna refer to someone as arachnid self. Like, that's ridiculous. And it's like, try. It may be weird, and you may be not wanting to put in the effort to respect someone. But even if so, you know what's a really good question to ask someone? What all pronouns do you use? So I know which ones I can use. Because, you know, if you don't want to use this set, maybe they have an easier one. Like, oh my god, it's literally so easy to ask people and be like, hey, what do you prefer? People love to paint the narrative that asking someone their pronouns and be like, like, how did you not know I'm... But yeah, I just think that people just aren't willing to put the effort to learn something new. And, it is not that hard. It is really not that hard. You are just not trying because you don't want to feel ridiculous. And it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. Like, it's to the point. Like, I watched this happen. It's so fun. Like, you'll see. What I'm talking about is I've seen this argument go from you need dysphoria to be trans to then, like, people starting to fight for it. And then, like, they're like, okay, I get it if you don't. And then they just find something else to pick on, and now it's neopronouns, or now it's our like preferences of anatomy. Like, is that transphobic? Like, it's always one thing after another. Like, it was like people saying, "Well, I'm not other like them because I have dysphoria and it's crippling," and then they were like, "Okay, well, like some people don't. That's accepted." Oh, okay. So now there's neopronouns. Well, I don't use neopronouns, so I'm better than them. And now people are like, oh, okay, I kind of get it, but they still need to do more. And now it's like, okay, well, I wouldn't be mad at you if you didn't date me because of my, you know, anatomy. And like, I'm different. And it's like, okay. And he's not gonna date you. So I wonder what it's gonna be next when people finally resolve this like anatomy issue and they find something else to be mad about. I can't wait to see what it is. You'll definitely hear it from me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please let me know what you guys think of these topics. Actually, I feel like that's like a bad thing. That's like opening the comment section to a war zone, but it is a direction. So if you want, put some feedback as to what you think about my opinion. And if it's like, you know, calling me stupid, then I will delete it. So just want you to know. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys learned something, even though it isn't like educational. It was just like my opinion. It was just, I hope you guys learned something about me as a trans person, and I hope you have like more knowledge as to the life of one trans woman that you may not have had before. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you liked today's video. I post a lot of Roblox content, I do trans content, and I just do a lot of stuff. I'm like so multifaceted. And above all, don't forget to keep it Lux, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!